can feel this tide choke my neck and I just wonder why I'm buried in a suit I'd never buy, a suit I'd never buy. Cufflinks on my wrist, I can't act surprised when the shovels hit dirt in the earth. Did they start to cry?
He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through! He's gonna get the shot! He's gonna put it in! Back to back! On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net!
High off the backboard here. Opportunity! Here comes the shot!
Is this serious? Now, hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord!
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open say on the goal line. He did not win. Nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Nemesis Gaming League. It is week 6. I'm Dronis alongside Chunk Light. And Chunk, you know, we postponed it a little bit from Monday, but we are doing the week 5 players of the week.
Yeah, we got 5 people who performed really well last week that we'd like to shout out. I'll start it off. For Novice, we got Beard from Kiwis. I know he played the Wisps and lost in a tough game 5, and then he also played Pawns and beat them. We don't have the exact stats, but I know he is a very good player who probably averaged over 400 knowing him.
No, yeah, he's really looked solid all season long, and it's good to see him get his flowers in week 5. Moving on to the Prospect League from the Vipers, Brindy the Blade 25, getting player of the week there. Had themselves another good matchup. I mean, again, we don't have the week 5 stats, but we do have the results, and you know what? All of these guys did a great job picking up their teams.
Yeah, 100%. With Brindy going into another game 5, it's hard to average a lot of points and get player of the week, I'd say, when you have to play 5 games. Since normally the more games you play, the more your average goes down. But keeping it in that victory org for Challenger, we have Copen Tay from Venom. I know that team is very well-rounded, and Copen Tay is was supposed to lead this team, so I know he probably averaged a decent amount. Just an all-around team player for them.
Yeah, stepping up big time last week. Then moving on to the Rival League, we have Cynical from Arrival getting it there, and again, a job well done. And then, of course, rounding out everything else from the Titan League, the Godfathers player, Dimitri, getting player of the week up in Titan.
Yeah, good from him. He played 9 total games from what I see, so good to beat everyone out by playing with almost playing the max amount of games too. Like I said, it is hard to get player of the week the more games you play.
Yeah, Dimitri is a top level player over there in Titan, and yeah, as you mentioned, getting into those longer series, those tougher series, it is tough to stay consistent, and ultimately a lot of these players did exactly that. But shout out once again, Dimitri, Cynical, Kopensay, Brindy, and Beard, our week 5 players of the week here in Nemesis Gaming League. But we will get on with the broadcast, starting things off for our first matchup of the day. It's a rival league matchup. Distortion versus Thunderbirds, 5 and 6 versus 4 and 6. Both these teams in a tough spot here at Chung. Both these teams need to get these crucial victories to try and move into the playoffs. It's getting down to it.
Yeah, 100%. We saw Thunderbirds play last week on stream, so they did go to a game 5, so I expect nothing less from this game, with both these teams needing this pivotal win.
Yeah, I would very much expect this one to kind of go the distance. I think Distortion are those slight favorites on paper, but I'm hoping it'll stay close. I mean, we always want the good content here at Nemesis, so hopefully we do get that display. But again, these are playoff implications on the line. You know, lose here would put either of these teams in a tougher spot to try and really claw their way in, and you just want to be in that more comfortable spot moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Thunderbirds have a lot of momentum, though, going into this game. I know they have been using Local a lot. We saw it happen last week in the stream. So I'm curious to see if they use him tonight. I think it would be very interesting because he is a Challenger League player. We all know like the top 5 players from the league below can definitely hold their own in the league above them. So I'd like to see if Local can show his dominance like he did last week.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what will happen, but we are hopping on to the pitch once again. Distortion, Flame Sprinkle, and DMs versus Thunderbirds, Crip, Arc, B-Ball, and Sleepy. And it looks like we're going to see an early start, first 4 seconds. Distortion wasting no time.
Yeah, Demon just gets a double off the kickoff. Good play here. I know that their game on Monday was streamed and spectating chat. Give a little shout out to spectating chat. It's a great place to see games and just show off teams.
Yeah, I mean, Distortion, they made themselves a big move, bringing DMS back here, and you know what? He has proved to already be a great look for this Distortion team, and obviously getting things started within 5 seconds of game 1 of this series. It's a good way to get momentum moving forward, but of course it is more than just 5 seconds. It's more than just one game. Expecting to see Thunderbirds try and get right back into it, but already having that early goal lead is always going to be huge.
Yeah, 100%. I'd like to see see if they can prolong their offense here. We saw a quick goal come from them. I'd like to see overall like more out of both these teams, as we are just playing boom ball in the middle right now.
Yeah, both these teams kind of looking to settle, you know, kind of gathering their bearings here in this first game. It's always a bit of a feeler game, it seems to be, and you can kind of see both offenses still struggling to figure things out. We are seeing a boost steal and demo look from Arc B-Ball now. DMS tries to take this one up, will get blocked up high by Sleepy. Another good 50 through the midfield. Flame low boost dunked by Arc B-Ball. Sprinkle and DMS both go. It's awkward. B-Ball puts it middle. Flame is able to secure it back into the corner, but the defense a little bit in trouble for Distortion.
Yeah, 100%. Normally when you pick up a teammate you're familiar with, you kind of expect to have that chemistry. It just looks like they're a little bit awkward there on that play, but it's good to see they kept it out and are now on the attacking side. We'll see what they can do with their attacks.
Yeah, Crip doing his best to try and break through up to the ceiling. Goes Sleepy. Shot stopped early by Flame. Up into the ceiling. Sprinkle misses. B-Ball will knock it through the corner. DMS trying to stall him out. Big demo from Sprinkle to relieve a lot of pressure, but you can see just the sheer need of boost for Distortion finally being able to break through. Sprinkle air dribble. Can he take it all the way? No, not quite. A great goal line save from Crip.
Yeah, really good play by Dribble or Sprinkle. I'd like to see more solo plays out of him if he can keep that up, because that looked like a great opportunity for him to score there. Just got caught out a little bit at the end.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Distortion guys are players who can really make an impact solo. We already saw, you know, DMS have his look. We saw, you know, Sprinkle have his look there, and when you think they can be able to have the potential to make those plays themselves, and if they're working as a team, they're going to be looking even more threatening.
Yeah, 100%. Team plays are always more fun to watch, in my opinion. But I'd like to see some team plays here. We saw team plays last time that Thunderbird stepped on stream. I'd like to see that from them here tonight, but without Local, it might be hard for them. He was a pretty big catalyst in that game, but we'll see how they play with Sleepy.
And they do have to figure some things out. Obviously, just over a minute and a half left to go. That last shot from Arc B-Ball was the only shot so far on target this game from the Thunderbirds. They really haven't been able to generate much offense at all. We've just seen a couple awkward reads here and there, not quite working as a unit. Obviously, you know, it can be considered a warm-up game in game number 1, but you gotta feel that they gotta figure it out at some point.
Yeah, aside from that goal in the first seconds, no team has been able to find the net. Just to really stall out in the middle. We've seen some solid shots come out from Distortion, but like you said, they only have one shot on the side of the Thunderbirds, and I'd like to see them get more.
Running out of time to do so. 50 seconds left. Flame will take this one back, being challenged well by Arc Beeble. Out to Crip. It goes with Sprinkle, intercepts. Maybe a look for Sleepy. Soft shot just rolled on target and boomed away, and ultimately that shot not proving to be too threatening. This one a little more dangerous on the other side from Distortion. Crip trying to find his way out. A bump comes through. Sleepy trying to escape. Will get blocked. Low boost on the side of Thunderbird. Shot on. Bar down and away. DMS will rotate back and take this one himself. And again, Thunderbirds, they seem to be having trouble really gathering possession, and Distortion just keep on coming. They'll double their lead.
Yeah, really great pressure here by Distortion. Just caught Thunderbirds caught in their own half, and Sprinkle just puts it ahead of 2 defenders who have low boost. I'd like to see some Thunderbirds offense here. Maybe they start out a little nerves, maybe nervous or something, but I'd like to see them show up in this game 2 that we are going to have most likely, but I think they got it.
Yeah, it very well could be those nerves, but ultimately I think confidence is a huge piece of the puzzle that the Thunderbirds really got to figure out in one way or another. Again, getting shut out here to open up the series. And Distortion, you know, it was a nice back and forth of the midfield, as you mentioned, Chunk, but it really looked like Distortion were in the driver's seat ever since those first 4 seconds when DMS got on the board. They were just able to hold that lead.
Yeah, 100%. They didn't look past that. Almost looked like after they got that 1-goal lead, they were just playing hard defense, playing hard keep away, just stalling time. But they showed a lot of pressure there at the end and got one more. We'll see if they can show that prolonged offense like they did at the end of the game in game 2 to get up early and repeat what they did here in game 1.
I mean, ultimately, the shot count is the other big stat category you got to look at. Thunderbirds finished with 2 shots compared to the 9 from Distortion. And, you know, going 0 for 2, you just can't have that at this level. You need to put on more shots, or if you're only going to have 2, you really got to make them count. And the 2 shots we saw weren't all too threatening. Distortion were able to make the save, deal with them quite well, immediately turn things around. But we'll see what happens in game number 2. Thunderbirds gotta start finding some sort of early success in that. They will. 5 seconds now, and they're on the board.
Looks like we have a reverse here of game 1 with a 5-second goal for Thunderbirds here, as Sleepy just finds a mistouch from the Distortion here to put them up early in this game.
Yeah, it was a bump from Crip in the corner, force an awkward touch, and then Sleepy was just there in the midfield to take advantage. So a great way to start if you're the Thunderbirds after getting shut out in the first game. 5 seconds in, immediately putting one away, and now putting that pressure on Distortion that they were able to find in game number 1.
Yeah, 100%. I'd like to see if they can have prolonged pressure for Distortion like they did. Seems like they got quickly countered off that kickoff for the first goal, so we'll see if Thunderbirds also can have any sort of pressure, if they just got lucky with the kickoff.
Yeah, we'll see how they're really able to develop their offense through the midfield. That's something we saw kind of both teams struggling with, honestly, in that first game. Obviously, Distortion were able to pick up one. Here's a nice shot, but saved on the pre-flip from Flame. Maybe a turnaround chance. Crip hunting this one down, making it awkward. Sleepy Back to the sidewall, DMS looking for a Flame. He wants a shot, but it's a soft roller. Sprinkle wants the dunk. Kept out once more. The clear made from Crypt to Sleepy, and Thunderbirds looking much more sharp here in this second game.
Yeah, it seems like they just woke up and they've already gotten more shots than they had in game 1. And a lot more quality looks as Sleepy will get his second goal here.
Yeah, now they have equaled the amount of shots they had with the amount of goals they had in just a minute and a half compared to game number 1. And that was a great infield pass from Crip, and Sleepy's not going to miss it. This is a completely new-looking Thunderbirds team.
Yeah, got rid of the nerves. We saw at the end, Flame said it gotta be the car in chat. So we saw Crip change cars. Maybe that could have an impact on this game. Maybe it was the car.
I mean, I do like his car, in fairness. The NRG Fennec with orange, he doesn't have orange tunicas, but regardless, it's a nice decal. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, 100%. We all know that how you feel in Rocket League is how you play, so if you're feeling good with what car you have on, all props to you.
It's a mental game. It's a mental game. It really
yeah.
is, and Thunderbirds' mentality, it really has seemed to turn around as 2 minutes through this second game. They are looking in the driver's seat, and they're looking to keep adding on. Crip controlling ball, controlling boost, does get bumped out here. Sprinkle might have something, but Crip still on it, saving his flip, sends it away. Flame able to hold on for a moment for Distortion, but this game is just all Thunderbirds.
Yeah, it's kind of see how crazy they've turned around this game compared to the last one. They've got way more shots, way more quality looks. Looks like Sleepy has really led this team here with getting both goals and has 4 shots to his other 2 teammates with 1 singular shot.
I mean, Sprinkle wants to put the spotlight back on him, and Distortion, a self-pass to the sidewall. Great first touch, and look at this finish. Able to knock that one down. No one left to stop him for the Thunderbirds, and Distortion. Hey, that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Yeah, 100%. This game's not over. I'd like to see them put in another one so we can have a little OT here.
I mean, getting that offense going is huge to finally, again, just open the floodgates, put one on the board. Maybe something here. No, Sprinkle at a look. He misses Flame. Dives into the corner, but nothing showing in. That very well could have been the equalizer.
Yeah, 100%. You're going to want that opportunity back if you're Distortion here. Looks like those are far and few between. Just ask Thunderbirds in that game 1, as they didn't get like any quality looks in that game.
And now they're finding lots. We're seeing a lot of physicality out front. Sleepy had all the time in the world. Flicks it high. No one there for a second shot, but the pressure is there. Crip will turn around towards the side. Well, Sprinkle has no boost. Sleepy has free reign. Not the best first touch. Flame will be able to shut him down out in front. This one isn't trickling on target. Yes, it is. It's the car.
It was indeed the car, as Crip just gets an absolute piece of what looked like, what I thought was a 50. It has a blue trail on it, though. It's just redirected into his own net bottom bins.
Yeah, Sprinkle tried to get in front of it, ended up just perfectly kind of going off that front bumper, off the corner and in, and that's a tough one. DMS wants it right back. He will get it. And Distortion, they're still trailing by 1, but their 2 goals have been beauties.
Yeah, I'm seeing Deja Vu, a kickoff double tap from Demas. We saw that in game 1, we saw it in game 2. Are we going to get it back to back? I think that might be his specialty here.
I mean, if it works, it works, and he has continued to stay up front in that sheet-off position and has continued to add on pressure. A good look of passing through the midfield will eventually be taken away by Crip, and Thunderbirds, they are just looking to stall here.
Yeah, 100%. You're going to want this game if you're Thunderbirds. You do not want to be going down 2-0, as you will have to reverse sweep, and that is almost impossible.
Reverse sweeps, it's one of the toughest things to do in all of sports, esports. It's just so tough mentally to try and bring it back as well. And Thunderbirds, they want to close this one out. They want to get it to that even 1-1 series, make it a best of 3, and That'd be huge, but they got to put a stop to it. That's a great bump from Crip to clear from Arc B-Ball. Redirect from Crip as well, and he seems to have a lot of newfound confidence here in this second game.
Yeah, 100%. Crip came out looking different. Definitely was the car, I would say. But he will lead us as we get a 1 second goal, a quick counter attack here.
Yeah, everything looks safe, and then Arc B-Ball that missed throughout, Sprinkle off the backboard, and Flame out in front. And Thunderbirds, all they had to do was keep themselves safe for 5 more seconds, and now 1 on the clock. Overtime is here. You said you wanted it, Chunk. We got it.
Yeah, I was stunned. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was looking to get to the next game, but the quick counter attack just left me completely stunned.
We'll see who can ice up and take this second game. Distortion, this would be a huge win here if they're able to pick up this second game, get a late game comeback, and win it in overtime to go up 2-0. And Thunderbirds, again, already talked about it, trying to just even up this series, not go down far. DMS has a breakaway, trying to find a way through Sleepy. A great cutoff there, not letting him have the chance to go middle. Arc B-Ball trying to break through, but Flame will shut things down in the 1v1. Another big clear out, and you can just see a little boomer ball between both these teams that no one really wants to overextend.
Yeah, 100%. We saw a little overextension cost Thunderbirds at the end of regulation to a quick counterattack, but I don't think either teams want to be caught out like that again.
Sprinkle backflip flick into the crossbar. Flame is there. The save is made. It was a great effort from Distortion, but now have to play defense. Arc B-Ball looking to get it over to Crip. He will bail out. Sleepy off sidewall, not much giving Flame. We'll take this one safely away off ceiling. Crip is pre-jump. Flame delivers it to DMS. Huge save made by Arc B-Ball. Another counter in tow. Sprinkle will make the stop. I mean, this is an incredible back and forth.
Yeah, 100%. We just see shot, beautiful save by Arc B-Ball into another quick shot by Thunderbirds and another quick save away. I like to see the game slow down. Like this could go either way here.
Yeah, someone is bound to make a mistake at some point. Flame, that's a good beat. Crip, another nice save. Flame trying to go down in middle. Arc B-Ball makes the clear. Sprinkle does not get the boost spawn. DMS trying to take it himself. Will dunk Sleepy into the corner. Wins that boost. Crip dishing it out. Cut short by Sprinkle. Big demo from the DMS as well. The path is clearing. Shot saved again. Thunderbirds are getting pushed back again and again, but still holding on. Here's a shot from Arc B-Ball. Top left, just wide.
Yes, we see a little double commit come out. They were from the side of Distortion. It seemed like they were a little panicked there as they had a good shot there. But I think that this defensive game is going to come down to who makes a mistake. We have total of 12 saves by the Thunderbirds right now. Make that 13, and we have 8 from Distortion here.
Sleepy ripping it into the backboard. He has a double on look. DMS shuts it down. Crip is last left. DMS to the sidewall. Flame snapshot will be tapped away. DMS follow-up cut off by Sleepy. And yeah, Sleepy's got 3 saves. Crip has 4, and Arc B-Ball has 6, which is absolutely insane. 3 minutes gone by of this overtime. We've seen a ton of pressure, mostly on this Thunderbird side, but hey, they're not breaking.
Yeah, we had 6 total shots in game 1. Half the lobby has 6 shots in this game right now. Absolutely different pace from that game 1. I'd like to see who can break through this with all these great saves coming out. Who is going to crack under the pressure?
There's a good reset and dunk, but Arc B-Ball still there to hold it out. He picks up his 7th save of the game. Flame backboard wants a double. Sleepy with a great redirect out, forcing DMS to retreat with possession. And Distortion, they have been able to hold on to this possession for the majority of this OT, but still nothing giving. Sprinkle in a 1v1. He's got no boost. Sleepy blocks 1, blocks a 2nd. Flame is left, goes low past another, can't get it on target, can't get it out to Sprinkle. DMS, he's gonna have another look, cut short by Sleepy, and the Thunderbirds will just not stop.
Yeah, Flame got caught back there with a little boost. Looked like they could almost get a counterattack, but they just missed the opportunity. A great game so far. People are going to get over 1,000 points with the length of this. OT as Crip will find one to end this 9+ minute game.
And it's the car. It really is the car, as DMS couldn't make contact with that one. And then Crip able to fire that one right side past Flame. 4.5-minute overtime. And the Thunderbirds, with some incredible defense, hold on, hold out. And they're going to tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, if we have games that long, Jonas, I might lose my voice. Absolutely insane 9-minute game as we will. This game could go 30 minutes. Honestly, the amount of back and forth we had in that game was just incredible. I think the final save count, as we can see for Thunderbirds, was 17-8. So you can really see Thunderbirds on their back heels and still able to win that game.
Yeah, 22 shots from Distortion is unheard of, but I mean, the saves staying up there for the Thunderbirds, that was some of the most incredible defense I have seen here in Nemesis, being able to hold out in that OT under constant pressure. They didn't have possession, they didn't have boost, so they were able to find those saves time and time again to get the win. And now this could be a huge momentum shift in this series. It's 1-1. It's a best of 3 from here on out. But after winning that OT, you gotta feel that the Thunderbirds are riding high.
Yeah, 100%. I like to see them not on their back heels this game. It just seems like they're gonna give me a heart attack. The amount of times that they were forced to make excellent saves just seemed like Distortion was completely in control of the offense and pace of the game.
Yeah, I think if you are a Thunderbirds fan, you want to see them maybe not be on the back foot as much here in game number 3. You want to see them maybe take the initiative, maybe get that more offensive pressure going. But hey, whatever works, whatever they choose to do, if they're able to stay out in front, then why not? Crip out to Art B-Ball. Shot will be sent away early by DMS. Sleepy trying to find his way through, but again, low boost. Art B-Ball waiting on the backboard. Crip as last will send this one towards the corner. Flame will take this one himself, and ultimately it still feels like the first little bit of these games is these teams figuring each other out. But I will say this is the first game in this series so far where we haven't had a goal in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, great to see them settle down, realize what's going off on kickoffs, not make a mistake. But if we keep seeing defense like we saw at the end of OT here, we are going to have a long, scoreless game.
I mean, you got to feel that both these teams got to be a little bit fatigued after that. They played almost 10 minutes straight of Rocket League, and maybe seeing the fatigue start to set in as Sleepy just was nowhere near this ball off the backboard, and DMS gets one heck of a freebie.
Yeah, it looked like Sleepy 100% could have saved that. I know it's in his capability as a rival, but we, like you said, that fatigue, the longer the series goes on, the more you want to be like done with the series, at least in my experience. You do not want to be having these long, drawn-out series, especially if they're very equal in defensive series.
I mean, I do have to ask, Chung, looking at what we've seen so far, if we do see this series go to a game 5, you know, maybe a couple more overtime, just really drawing this series out, do you think that favors either one of these teams?
I don't think so. We saw only a little bit of fatigue, but the longer you play, the more you're bound to make a mistake eventually. Like, you cannot play the game perfectly forever. I haven't seen a mistake like that come out of Distortion, so I'd maybe favor them, but other than that, I haven't really seen anything that could show signs of that for either of these teams.
Did see Sprinkle make a great save. Sleepy trying to go middle. Art B-Ball dunks past 2, but Crip didn't want to dive in. Now a slight miss here. Flame will get it out to DMS. Pre-flip from Sprinkle to put that one through, in Distortion have really seemed to turn it around after the overtime loss.
Yeah, Flame kind of fakes him out as Sprinkle will shoot this right on Arc B-Ball, and unfortunately you can't get the save. Good to put them up 2-0 with half the game left in. if they can win this game, it will put them in a commanding lead for this series.
Yeah, you gotta feel that Thunderbirds aren't gonna go down quietly regardless, but of course getting to that match point in this best of 5, having that kind of control is always going to be huge, but don't want to count the Thunderbirds out just yet. But again, similarly to the first game, we're seeing their offense come to a bit of a standstill as I say it. Arg V-Ball will cut the lead in half for the Birds on a great 50 from Sleepy.
Yeah, it seems like the caster's curse is back. It was just overflamed, didn't expect it to come back at him so fast, and just like that, Thunderbirds have life in this game.
Yeah, ultimately, they have been leading the shot count. They do have 6 shots compared to the 2 for Distortion, but looks like they just have quality over quantity right now, going 2 for 2 compared to Thunderbirds currently sitting at that 1 and 6. And you said it, if you're gonna have only a couple shots, you got to make sure they count, and that's exactly what Distortion have done.
Yeah, 100%. Sprinkle, before that play, had a goal without a shot, as he was credited for a pool shot. So it's important to keep in mind that maybe the numbers may be a little deceiving, but I have seen a lot more of offensive pressure from them, just not shooting a whole lot here. But it has seemed like Distortion has been more offensive in this game than their shots total has really said this game.
Sleepy trying to find something here. DMS, good ceiling challenge to send this one away. Crip, low boost, trying to get it over to someone on the far side. Art B-Ball, low 50. Crip slowing down the clear, high bounce off the sidewall. Sleepy booms it towards the far side. B-Ball is there, 50. Headed back up the other way. Sleepy outsped by Flame. Now Crip will have a look, looking for a bump out in front. DMS, big clear out, and possession will once again fall back to the Thunderbirds, but starting to run out of time. 40 seconds to try and tie this one up and perhaps get back to another OT.
Yeah, great defensive performance so far from Distortion. Whenever I checked, it seems like they're almost always on under 50 boost, just able to keep it out of their half and not get punished for having so little fuel reserves.
They've been able to stay in it well, and they're going to have to continue doing that for these last 10 seconds. Thunderbirds need to give it all they have. Flame a good 50. Art B-Ball slow play out to Crip, but DMS is there in time. This one needs to stay alive. It will not. Distortion bounce back from the OT loss and have themselves match point.
Yeah, we kind of saw the opposite of last game with Distortion. What looks to be on their back foot for saves, but their defense was solid enough to really set the game and lead them to a victory here and have that game point here, or match point rather.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, I mean, you said it best. Seeing kind of the roles reverse here is Distortion that picked up 7 saves compared to the 2 from the Thunderbirds. They didn't have a ton of offensive pressure, but they didn't seem to need it. They were able to find their goals where they were needed, have that defense work for them. Even if they got pushed back here and there, they still were able to hold it out, and ultimately we still didn't see the Thunderbirds offense really clicking. I don't think we have quite seen that at all this series. Obviously, back in game 2, the defense was really working. Game 1, obviously, not much was going well at all, and I really still think their offense can find a new stride, kind of hit that higher gear, but as of right now, it's still been a bit quiet.
Yeah, 100%. It was way more quiet than that long game we had in game 2, but a lot more settled down, a lot more prolonged possessions, not quick counterattacks. It just favored more of the Distortion in that last game when they were able to really just fend off the relentless attacks that Thunderbirds had. Maybe not the quite of opportunities Thunderbirds want. They had a lot of shots, like we said, but they just couldn't find that quality and score those shots that they needed.
But we'll see if they can again bring it back like they did in game number 2, as they have to here. Their backs are against the wall. They need to win 2 games in a row to try and hold out this series again. If they do lose here, they will drop to 4-7, and that's going to make that playoff run a little bit closer. Again, if Distortion, they do get the W, they'll be up at 500. They'll be up at 6-6. Much better look to try and just kind of try and secure one of those last playoff spots. But ultimately, we mentioned that there was a lot on the line, and these players have been playing like it. But Forbidden Temple is the venue here for game number 4. Distortion, they want to end it right here, right now.
Yeah, 100%. You do not want to prolong this series. If you're Distortion, you want to end this quick. Before we saw, this has already been a long series and we're only in game 4. We don't want to see some of that fatigue we were talking about happen to Distortion instead of on the side of the Thunderbirds.
We very well could see it. I mean, the Thunderbirds, they want to make Distortion uncomfortable, and extending this series to 5 and winning almost a 5-minute overtime would definitely set some fatigue and maybe make the nerves a little bit show up even more so. But you got to be able to hold on here, as already in these first 45 seconds it has been a lot of Distortion offense early. Maybe something for B-Ball. Sprinkle will cut it down to the corner. Sleepy trying to get it over to Crip. Will find a dunk. DMS in an awkward spot. Sleepy looking for someone out across. Won't find anyone.
Yeah, the great solid defense that we saw in all of game 3 really coming to show light here in this game 4. I'd like to see some demos or something that just distract this Distortion defense that has been great so far in the series. They've only made a couple of uncharacteristic double commits, but if you're Thunderbirds, you got to find a way to capitalize on mistakes and score goals from that.
Yeah, I do think we need to see something change in the offensive department again. That shooting percentage last game was just not what it needed to be. We saw them look really good in that second game when they were opening up a couple more infield passing plays, kind of utilizing each other through that midfield. They looked a lot better when they were able to connect like that, and hoping to see that come back here in game number 4. But it has been a quiet first 2 minutes. No one really stepping up too much. Maybe something here. Sprinkle will break through a couple. Crip is last back in the 1v1 air dribble bump, but Crip stands strong.
Yeah, great defense from Crip there. You do not want to see yourself caught in 1v1s in this series if you're these teams, as the defense in 1v1s is so much harder, and like we've seen so far, the defense from these teams once they've been up has been really solid. I don't think we've seen any team really take advantage after they've been down in the series so far.
See if that will stay the case as TMS picks up a great save here. I am very interested to see who puts this first goal away here in game number 4, as it very well could be the decider. Maybe a look here for Distortion. Flame up high, trying to 50 through. Crip can't do so. Sprinkle next in line, loses his flip. Tried to find a shot on that tough angle. DMS wants a dunk, will get through Arc B-Ball, but Sleepy, low boost in a tough spot, will find a late 50. And again, Thunderbirds defense continuing to hold on, looking a little bit more similar to game number 2.
Yeah, solid defenses have been shown all this series so far. The offense is a little less, other than that big scoring game 2. But I'd like to see either of these teams just show us something different. Maybe a bump play, a passing play that we've seen so much in this rival league. Just something to shake up this game.
So look for DMS, not much there. Double bump comes through, and Flame will ping it off the crossbar. Sprinkle next in line, reset, flip blocked by Crip up high, and a big chance there for Distortion goes by the wayside, and there's still a minute left in regulation. They're gonna have to try and correct it.
Yeah, 100%. Like we were talking about, a bump to change it up. They got the bump, they just didn't capitalize with the shot. An unfortunate mistake for them. We'll see if it comes to haunt them in this game.
They're really trying to add on that first one very well. Could head to a golden goal OT, as no one's been able to find anything yet, but Distortion, they seem due at this point. Sprinkle going under Crip. Sleepy is there. No one closed that second. Put across by DMS. Flame, upper 90, and what a beaut!
Oh my goodness, that went in. He smacked that ball an infield pass, and it touches everything on the side of the net, and it will drop in. Phenomenal shot there by Flame.
A great setup by DMS as well, getting the pass out, then turning for the bump on the final player in net, and maybe another one here. Flame big demo out front, but DMS couldn't put it on target, so no security there. Thunderbirds, they're gonna have maybe just one chance left. Sprinkle looking for the dagger. Sleepy going towards the corner. Crit favors the boost, and Thunderbirds need to go the full length arc. B-ball, no late touch there. Crip off the sidewall has Sleepy middle. He's looking for him. No read. It will drop, and Thunderbirds will go down here in game number 4. Distortion, get it done.
Yeah, phenomenal game. Like you said, the golden goal did decide this game. We saw a little bit more team plays there at the end, more bumps, and I feel like that really just decided this last game and set the the scale over for Distortion, as they will win the series 3-1.
Yeah, ultimately, Thunderbirds just weren't able to get that offense started again. Went 0 for 5 in that final game, and that was the second game of the series that they had gotten shut out. So it's just tough to see that offense not quite getting going. Distortion were able to really kind of hold possession for a lot of that, hold boost for a lot of that. They seemed to be kind of the quicker of the two teams. They stayed out in front well, and they will move up to 6-6 again, really trying to move forward with those playoff chances. And Thunderbirds, well, it just got tougher.
Yeah, 100%. You do not want to be losing like these close games in the midseason, as it can really just send bad trajectory going forward to the playoffs, as you might have to play tougher teams and get wins that are way harder.
We saw a great series to open up the stream here tonight. We are going to take a quick break before returning to the Rival League. Chimeras versus Mafiosos starting in about 7 minutes. You're not going to want to miss that one. We'll be right back.
money. He puts it in. 0 seconds remaining. Maybe teams are gonna be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Place this heck. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Now, hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my
It's
lord!
go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Copenhagen on the goal line. He did not merely over. Your sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League. I am Ventus, and I'm joined with, one of the great Speed Demon. We're gonna be bringing you another rival league matchup. Another one of these teams looking to make a playoff play-in push. Another team where they're stuck in the middle of the rankings. Right in the thick of it, and they're trying to really separate themselves and make a name for themselves. And I might have talked a little bit too much, but I wanted to kick it over to Speed. Speed, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I've got some great rival league action tonight, as you said. Chimeras and Mafiosos both sitting at 4-7. Seeing the Thunderbirds lose there, meaning a win tonight by either one of these teams, will solidify them into a play-in spot. So one of these teams will solidify themselves into a play-in spot after tonight. Nothing's guaranteed, but they would be into one of those spots by the end of the night. So, it's definitely huge to start getting into one of those spots, and then, the destiny's in your hands at that point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Making your own destiny and choosing the path that you guys are going to go on, rather than risking it for all the other teams to leave the way for you, leave the path open, is not ideal. I think we have. Do we have everybody? No, we do not. We're still waiting for. It looks like Mafiosos, but I mean, both these teams kind of had up and down seasons so far. I mean, Chimeras, they had to trade away Demas earlier in the season. We actually just saw Demas on Distortion, balling out. He's been really solid for them. An unfortunate player that they've lost. And I mean, Chimeras, Mafiosos also having their up and downs. They did trade for Juicy Leaf. That trade hasn't really worked out too well in their favor either. Both of these teams making some moves, trying to really solidify themselves. But is there one move that you think that has made a bigger impact on the team?
That's definitely a hard one here, as both teams only having 4 wins on the season. It's really hard to say that any of the moves they made has made an impact. You would like to see a team, if they have made an impact with a move, it would have affected them more greatly. If I was to say one, just knowing the caliber of player that Juicy Leaf is, him been in my org last season and at the beginning of this season, I would say that it would be Juicy Leaf, and it could easily be one. But we are gonna get this one started here. We do got Mafiosos here. It's gonna be Juicy Leaf, Landon, and 0 for Mafiosos, and Galaxies, Dissa, and C. I don't know who C is. I'm assuming that's Kobe. For Chimeras here.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that C is Kobe as well. A player not super known in the Nemesis realm. Hopefully he's gonna be making a statement for himself today, as kind of looking for a little pass back into his corner. Juicy, they're trying to put a shot on. A little bit of early pressure coming out for the Mafiosos. Landon gonna fit this one up to the corner, but Kobe already there. Galaxy's gonna have to clear this one away. Dissa, another addition that Dissa is, he was on Vortex earlier in the season, and then they had some cap changes onto that Vortex roster, and Dissa, Isaac, and LK actually not able to fit into a team together. Getting picked up by Chimeras might be a player to look out for, Speed in this match.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with that one, and he can make a huge impact. He's a great player. He's been known in the league for quite some time, as he's going to be on the ball here, trying to make something happen. Gets this one across, but no teammate there, and he's unable to get that 50, and Mafioso is going to do a great job trying to on this counterattack, and Juicy's going to put that one just wide, and Kobe is going to send that one away. But yeah, I would definitely have to agree. This could be a huge pickup here for this Chimeras team. We'll just have to see how this goes after this game number 1.
Looks like a shot gonna be put on target. Juicy Leaf gonna be able to put that one in the back of the net. A good pass by Xerox there, leaving it for Juicy Leaf to have the not open net, but all the defenders really out of sorts with a great pass from Zero there. And obviously Juicy Leaf gonna put that one home. A great player, one player that was actually on the Kings, a team that you are the GM for. Maybe little regretful of that trade, as Kings not looking so hot this season. But what can you do? You got to make some changes, make some moves, and Juicy Leaf definitely showing out early in game number 1. Kobe looking to get a 50, does so, leaves it for Dissa. Dissa getting a pass out to Galaxies, but Juicy Leaf gonna be there, put that one away into the yellow half. Dissa gonna try to get a bump here, looking for a pass, gets a pass, Zero. Covey puts a shot on net, but it's not gonna be on target. Dissa might get a free double touch here, and he is gonna put that one away and tie up the scoring.
Yeah, that's not something you see often. Juicy Leaf misreading this ball, and Zero awkward there, and Dissa great boost control, able to follow this one up, open net, put that one away, and that's the type of plays that you're gonna get from Dissa. He may not necessarily wow you, but he's very consistent, and he's really got the basic mechanics down of Rocket League, being able to control his car and just boost into that to make sure he gets a good solid touch on that, so that any third defender rotating back isn't going to get to that ball.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. Dissa is very powerful on the ball and off the ball. He's a super solid overall player, and we saw it in the Vortex earlier, but looks like Landon might be able to put this shot on target, and he does so. A little bit of a misplay there from Chimeras. Juicy Leaf getting a great 50 on Kobe and leaving the net wide open for Landon.
That's just an unfortunate read right there by Galaxy. That ball pinches. He's not quite expecting that to hit the ceiling. He thinks that's going to come over to the right a little more as he started going up that sidewall, and that ball just hits the ceiling and drops just out of his reach, where he's not able to get back to that ball. It was a great attempt by Galaxies there, but it's an even better play there by the Mafiosos to be able to give themselves this lead and halfway through this match and really, try to make something happen and put this Chimeras team on the back foot.
We'll see if they are able to do so. They've had some more pressure here. Maybe a potential shot coming out from Landon. Dissa going to cut that one away, putting it back into the red half. Xerox going to put this one up on the backboard, making Dissa get a great clear. Juicy Leaf on this one already in the corner. Tries to put it out mid. Not going to be able to do so. Is Landon going to be the first to that ball, actually. Galaxy's going to put that pass right onto Kobe his car. Sorry, a little burp there, but looks like Landon going to catch this one into the red corner. Going to get a clear away. A little bit of back and forth play. Juicy Leaf has a great opportunity there. Gets a 50 out middle. Galaxy's getting a beat on Landon. The net is kind of open. Xerox not able to get a touch there. And that one's just going to find the back of the net.
Yeah, Xerox finds himself up just a little too far as Landon isn't able to get a 50. Find himself backpedaling and just misses that. He had plenty of boost, but he's just missing that. Like I said, if he was, a little more patient, a little further back, he's definitely making that save. We see rival players make that save all the time. That's kind of a very easy save for them. But as another attempt comes out here by Dissa, and that one's going to get saved away, but Kofi's trying to keep this one. He's pressuring really hard. Galaxy's going to get this one across. He's looking for that pass middle, and that's going to get 50'd out and relieve that pressure there for Mafiosos.
It's kind of surprising to see that Mafiosos had played so aggressively with their third man being up in the game, and so they're obviously very confident in their own abilities, but it looks like they just got caught out of net there, and they might have caught Chimeras out of net there, but Galaxy luckily able to get that clear away, and he's going to get another 50, putting it into the red corner. Tries to steal the boost, gets demoed for his efforts. Dissa puts this one on target. Xerox not really expecting that one, and that one's going to find the back of the net as well.
Yeah, that one's definitely there on Juicy. Juicy gets the demo, a little awkward, but he gets that boost and then wasn't quite expecting that boost to spawn as it spawned on him. And Xerox sees him get that boost. He thinks he's going to be able to make a play and just unable to do so. And again, just small mistakes coming out here from the Mafiosos, which is leading to them to have a little bit of confusion here defensively.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean Dissa capitalizing on that all the more merrier there, as he has just been so great early in this series, and he's continued to put put Mafiosos on the back foot and put Chimeras in the lead, and he has been such a great player so far. Hopefully he will be able to continue this, as Xerox gonna pass it right to Dissa. Dissa gonna put this one, might be on target. Landon having to pre-flip back into the red half, but A little team pinch here might give Mafiosos a little bit of offensive pressure, but Xerox not able to get a touch there. Juicy Leaf gonna have to cut back into the rotation, try to put that one on target. Galaxy's looking for a solo play, trying to beat Xerox, and not gonna be able to do so, but it pops up in the midfield. Looks like a double fake comes out from Chimeras, maybe a miscommunication. It might leave Mafiosos open to a counterattack opportunity, but Galaxy's gonna get a cut there and put that one home as the clock winds down. Right, less than 10 seconds. Chimeras need to hold on to their lead. Mafiosos need to score. As Juicy Leaf puts that one off the backboard, leaves it for Landon, but Landon gonna put it right back into Juicy Leaf, and that ball's gonna hit the ground. An unfortunate play for Mafiosos, but Chimeras hang on to game number 1.
Yeah, that's Juicy Leaf right there. I think Juicy Leaf wanting to tie this game up so bad, wanting to really be the man of the show, and he should have initially just left that for Landon, knowing that they needed that goal, knowing that all three of them were going to be up. It was a great pass by Xerox. Juicy gets that first initial touch, bounce shot. He should have just known that Landon had a little more ability to read that, as Juicy Leaf was kind of trying to come straight up for the ball. Landon being able to, jump from a little further out, get that better angle. And when Juicy got called off, he was unable to get down out of the way in time. And, that's a tough shot for Landon. He has to dodge two defenders in net plus his teammate, who were sitting right there kind of on the goal line. And that's just super unfortunate. Really close game. You love to see these really close, tight games. But we did see quite a bit of mistakes from both teams, which has, led this to be, a little high scoring than what it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's more been they've been able to capitalize on the mistakes that are being made, as well as we've seen some goals that Dissa had a great shot on a very tough angle to hit, and he was able to do so seemingly with ease from a little bit of a Mafioso's misplay, but maybe a little bit of a misplay there as well on the side of Dissa. Juicy gonna catch him out trying to steal or go back to the corner boost that was not there, and Juicy gonna put that one home to give Mafiosos the lead.
Yeah, and great play there. Juicy coming out, putting his team up top on early. That's definitely a tough loss they just had. It's good to come out, score early, but I really don't know what Dissa was doing there. He still had about 3/4 of a tank as a great save comes out by Juicy, and he's really trying to put his team, in a great spot to control this game number 2. But as I was trying to say, is Dissa, he had over a half a tank of boost. I don't know why he was even attempting to go back for that corner boost there.
A nice double tap coming out from the Chimeras, and hopefully it won't spell the doom for the Chimeras as that slight misplay from Dissa come back to bite them. Juicy Leaf gonna tap this one out to Landon. Landon gonna clear this one away. Landon trying to pre-jump, get a beat on Covey. Covey still gonna get a touch to the Galaxies. Galaxies not a great touch, but Dissa able to follow that one up. It's gonna leak back into the red half where Juicy Leaf gonna clear that one away. Covey having to catch this one into the corner. Gonna get 50 by Landon. That one might be on target. Juicy Leaf almost gets the dunk on Galaxies, but not gonna be able to do so. Galaxies a great save. He's gonna be able to maybe have a counterattack, but not able to do much on that ball as he was low boost. Dissa, another great angle. A double commit though with Covey. Kind of throws the Chimeras out of whack and makes them have to retreat. Looks like Landon gonna 50 this one. Not much boost to his name either. Covey trying to get a little play started, but gonna give this one away to Juicy Leaf. Juicy Leaf still on the ball. He's got a full tank of boost. Takes it for an air dribble. He's past one. He's past two. But Covey gonna save that one away. And Mafiosos have looked and held a lot of pressure so far in game number 2. It seems very similar to their game number 1, where they've been able to mount a bunch of pressure, but have not been able to capitalize on these chances.
Yeah, that's the one thing is Mafiosos, they're looking great offensively, but for the most part here, Chimera's defense is looking pretty solid. They're limiting their mistakes. I've really only seen one or two kind of big mistakes, one being in this game that led to that first goal being scored. But the issue with Mafiosos so far is that redirect attempt coming out from Juicy Leaf just going to go off of the post and unable to go through. But if the Mafiosos can limit their mistakes like that they had from the first game, this could definitely easily be a shutout for them. A lot of the goals that Chimeras had in that first game did come off of quite a few mistakes from the Mafiosos.
And we'll have to see if that trend continues, if Chimeras are going to continue to use that counterattack style. But looks like this one, Juicy is going to slot this one back in the net. Looks like he caught the defense sleeping a little bit.
Yeah, Galaxy, great touch for having no boost on the corner, but Dissa also having no boost, unable to get there, and Covey's just kind of stuck in no man's land, thinking that one of them's going to be able to 50 that out, and he's the only one with boost, and he's going to try to make a play, but he gets caught a little awkward on the back foot, having the only only player on his team with boost there, and Mafioso is going to go up halfway through this game 2-0.
A great heads up play there by Juicy Leaf, able to just find the cracks in the defense and the little gaps that in the rotation, just be able to slot one in between all of them. And he might look for a pass here as Xerox not going to be able to put this one on target, but keeps the ball in the Chimera's corner, adds on to the pressures. Kobe, not a great touch, landing a decent 50, but it's going to go all the way back to the red half. Galaxy's going to try to get a touch here, but Landon already on cut off on that one. Juicy Leaf looking for a bang clear, gets it over Dissa, but Kofi already there. Not a great touch, though, by Kofi as a pass to Juicy Leaf. Xerox there, but Dissa going to make the save, but no one going to be able to follow up that save as Xerox is going to get the rebound and put that one in the back of the net.
That's kind of a juicy pass, no pun intended there by Juicy himself. Throwing that in the mid with two defenders there. Xerox did a great job reading that, putting a tough shot on net. Chimeras did a great job trying to send that one away. However, both those defenders that were in front did bite on that as they're going to try to get a counter here. Good dunk comes out by Covey, but no, Landon's going to handle that one. Not a lot of boost, and is just going to try to clear this one down, and this one's going to settle in the midfield for Xerox off the backboard. No one up for the Mafiosos, though.
Seems like the Mafiosos have just been able to hold so much pressure. We see that they're out shooting 7-3 against the Chimeras, and they've obviously scored those 3 goals. They've tightened up the rotations a lot. They aren't pushing up and overcommitting as much as their third man, and so Chimeras have not been able to really generate these counterattacks that have worked in game number 1. A great cut there by Landon. He's going to be able to dissolve all of that pressure that Chimeras were able to generate, and Mafioso is looking very dangerous as they've continuously pummeled the net. Xerox looking for a pass out middle. This one's going to be awkward for Dissa. Dissa not going to be able to get the touch. It's kind of floating in the middle of the net. Landon looking for a pass to Juicy Leaf. Juicy Leaf going to put that one in it, but Dissa going to save that one away. It looks like a miscommunication here. This might be the mistake that Mafiosos or Chimeras were looking for against the Mafiosos, but I said Juicy Leaf going to be that solid rock on defense. Big play coming out from him, a good dunk and 50, allowing his teammates to kind of get back in time, but a demo here on Juicy Leaf kind of leaves the net open. A good save by Xerox. Landon gonna have to throw his body, just hoping to get a touch on the save. Does so, and gets the clear as well. Doing a little dance on his way up into the yellow half, celebrating his efforts. Galaxy not able to get that touch on the pass from Covey. Is this one gonna be another shot attempt by Xerox? Gonna bounce between 3 cars into the midfield. Juicy Leaf avoiding that bump there as the clock going down. We are going to end this game with Mafiosos winning 3-0 in a very convincing victory and almost in dominant fashion.
Yeah, Mafiosos looked really scary in this one as we're just waiting for the ball to hit the ground, and there it is, and it is all but final. Game number 2 is going to go to Mafiosos. They're going to tie this series up 1 apiece. But yeah, they looked really, really good, led there by Juicy Leaf. 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 save on 5 shots. Landon doing his job, making a couple clutch saves there, held down the fort, and, defensively didn't get too much into the offensive action, but, I think maybe that was a little game plan. Maybe they realized that they were, overcommitting a little bit into that first game, and, Landon took it upon himself to be like, all right, I'm going to just stay a little more reserved here, hold down the fort defensively and kind of let Juicy Leaf and Xerox do their thing. And it seemed to work out. On the other hand, for Chimeras, I think one of the things that is creating so much disconnect in this game number 2 is they didn't have a lot of boost management. Their positioning and their boost management, I think, is what really killed them in that one. I saw a lot of times where they had 2 players with 0 boost or at least less than 25 boost in the tank, which is very hard to keep good pressure and withstand a strong offense when you guys are struggling with boost.
Yeah, definitely. They were struggling on defense a lot. Hopefully, they will be able to, clean up the defense, maybe generate some more offensive opportunities, kind of bring back that game number 1 vibe as we head into game number 3. Kickoff going underway. Looks like Landon gonna kill this 50. Xerox looking for a 50 on his own, almost dunks Covey into the net, but not able to do so. Landon going to be first to that one. A great speed out of him. Galaxy's needing to clear this one away. Double commit comes out on the side of Mafiosos, but it looks like Dissa not going to be able to generate much with it. Does get a double into the midfield, but no one able to follow up that shot. Looks like Xerox is going to be first on this ball. He's going to take this one, looking for a fake, gets it past Dissa on a 50. Juicy Leaf trying to put this one on the net. Galaxy's already there, but a pass out mid, very dangerous. And another time we see a lot of low boost coming out from the Chimeras, but luckily Covey gets this boost from in the midfield, able to get that and put that one in the back of the net, able to just beat out that last defender.
And that all right there is, you know, Dissa doing what he can, zero boost, knowing that that ball was awkward for Xerox. Not a lot of pace on that one, so he had the ability to pre-jump and try to block that one. He gets a great block, and you know, if it wasn't for Covey being there, grabbing that mid boost and going after that effort would have been all for nothing. But Covey does a great job, you know, finding his groove there and making that great slot into the top right bins.
And they're finally able to break out of that defense that Mafioso has constantly been holding them in. And you know, the main driver there was Dissa, who we talked about earlier in this series, is going to be kind of like a key player for them. Is, you know, as a new player, not really knowing how to fit into the rotation just yet. All eyes are going to be on him to be able to stand up and be able to make some plays and generate things to happen. So hopefully he'll be able to continue to do so. As this ball going to go into the yellow corner. It's going to go awkwardly for Covey. Covey trying to get a touch. Galaxy having to bail him out, but another time where there's another double commit and the boost, you know, has to be used to cover the gaps in the rotations. And luckily this one doesn't amount to anything as Dissa full boost on the ball. It does get bumped for his efforts, and Landon going to clear this one away. Landon going for a solo play here, maybe trying to get a pass to Xerox, not going to be able to do so. Juicy Leaf just waiting in the midfield, tries to put a shot on net. They're kind of double pre-jumped on him, but it's an opportunity for the Chimeras as Covey gets a good 50. This one's going to drop into the middle, but a great save by Xerox, and some back and forth gameplay here as Juicy Leaf tries to get a flick onto net, not able to get a good flick on that touch, as that one's not going to be much of a necessary defense for the Chimeras, but a great bump there coming out from Dissa, a little bit of an air dribble bump, kind of leading the offense, letting Galaxies shoot that ball, and he's going to put that one home for, you know, the 2-0 lead.
I think that's a really unfortunate series of events there for the Mafiosos. I would have loved, I love the solo play idea from Juicy, but he just didn't have a lot of boost in the tank to really finish off that flick attempt. And I would have loved to see him pass that ball to across the net to Xerox, but Dissa, he's gonna put in another one here, and he's gonna put the Chimeras team up 3-0 here as Xerox looking silly, flying across that goal line, not realizing that Dissa was gonna be able to put such a great cut onto that ball.
Yeah, and I think he expected Covey to take it to the corner, so he was kind of cheating up a little bit for Covey's touch, and Dissa kind of took the ball off of Covey's car. Maybe there's a communication there, and Covey left it for Dissa, and that's going to throw the defense completely out of whack. Leave that last man back super awkward, and he's not going to be able to read that play. Dissa, a great shot on net, and he's going to put that one home to give a 3-0 lead to Chimeras, which is, you know, the exact reverse that we've seen from the Mafiosos in game number 2. We saw the Mafiosos very dominant on and off the ball and able to generate pressure just like that, as Juicy Leaf able to find that one, kind of stuff the 50 into the back of the net. But Chimeras looking very dominant, you know, if you negate that one goal.
Yeah, you know, and that right there is just great play. You know, Juicy Leaf coming from the blind side. Covey doesn't have boost to be able to get a powerful clear and just gets out 50 there. And I guarantee you, he didn't even know Juicy was there. His teammates were rushing back, trying to help him. And, you know, that's definitely a tough one to see when someone comes from your blind side like that and just kind of, you know, side 50s you there.
Definitely unfortunate for the Chimeras. You know, Covey not really expecting that one. And, you know, maybe Mafioso's kind of getting back into this series or this game specifically a little bit. But that one, a great shot by Dissa once again. And that one's going to find the back of the net and you know, stop the bleeding from Chimeras and add one to their goal total.
Yeah, Dissa and Covey really being this two-headed offensive monster right now in this game number 3, trying to put their team up, put them on match point here, kind of making the Mafiosos in this game look a little silly. It's kind of surprising as Juicy Leaf's trying to make something happen, isn't able to get the good 50 dunk that he was looking for, as Dissa again with another pre-jump dunk. Can he make something happen here? He's looking to get this ball middle. Galaxies is there, and he is going to get that 50, and now they're up 5-1.
Yeah. This absolutely stellar performance so far. Has 100% goal participation with these 5 goals that Chimeras have scored. Has 3 assists. You know, you just saw the playmaker badge. and 2 goals to his name. Stellar output there from Dissa, and he's definitely been the leader here in the Chimera's offense, and holding the fort on defense, able to generate some great clears and really kind of surprise and shock the Mafioso's squad, who haven't really had to deal with that much of the speed aspect, where they naturally have just been faster to the ball than Chimeras, and have been able to rein in the boost game. But with Dissa being able to pre-jump dunk and get these crazy touches, a great passing play there by Mafiosos, but Chimeras just looked so good with this at the helm. But a great beat there by Xerox, and Landon gonna put that one home to give it, limit the lead to 3, and you can still come back from it, but it's definitely gonna be difficult.
It's definitely tough with the way this game has gone, but hold up. Not even 2 seconds later, Landon is going to put in their third goal, cut this lead within 2 with still a minute 2 left. And now this is very much so doable. Ventus, they're finding their groove here. Kind of weird how Landon just asked for a server reset after this game, and then he goes and scores the last 2 goals within 2 seconds of each other here for the Mafiosos.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit of an interesting play from Landon. Obviously, maybe wanting the server reset, just feeling the lag a bit. But looks like the Chimera is going to get a lot of offense generation here, as Galaxy's going to put this one, going to get 50 though, and then going to try to get some offensive pressure of his own. Juicy Leaf going to be the first to this ball, looking for a pass, but nobody there for it. Looks like Xerox going to try to clear this one away. Does pretty well to hold possession, but gets bumped. He's still going to be first to this ball. Kind of gives it away, though. Galaxy's going to be first to that one. Dissa, great pass off the backboard for Galaxy's. Galaxy's going to try to put this one on the back, but not able to find it. He elects for the double tap, but then can't find the angle, puts it just off. And unfortunately, it's not going to be too much of a detriment to the Chimera squad, as they are still up 2 seconds, or 2 goals with 3 seconds left, and that one's gonna end with the Chimeras leading the charge. But some great play from Mafiosos to kind of open up the scoring towards the latter half of this game, and hopefully they're able to do some more in the next.
Yeah, great attempt on that comeback here by Mafiosos. Um, it does look like that we are going to have a server reset here, as requested. So we will get that up. But as we're getting this new server up here, um, great attempt there. Galaxies. I don't know why he elected for that double tap. He had the whole right side of the net wide open. Just he decides to put it just high and wide and try to get that double tap, and ends up pushing it far left on that shot attempt, which could have given their team a little more momentum heading into this game. Number 4 up 2-1. Yes, they still won by 2 goals, but that 3 goal, after Mafiosos put in the last 2, definitely would have, changed the momentum. But Mafiosos are having that momentum now coming into this. Galaxy's missing that. It shouldn't affect the mental on Chimeras too much here, but missing something as wide open as that definitely could have an effect.
Yeah, and this game or this series especially, is very important, but that game as well. All the momentum you can generate is very necessary for the overall series. And these teams have both kind of been up and down. They haven't been able to beat these top seeds that we'd hope, and they've been able to beat the lower seeds. So anytime you kind of see this, where you have two teams where they're the same records, similar level, you really need to take the wins here that you can. As Chimera's in a tough division with Whiteout and Pineapples, need to win as many as they can just to secure the wild card. And I mean, Mafiosos, they have to deal with Vortex in their division, and so they got to win as many as they can to also just get a wild card spot. And so these games, especially coming down the stretch, are even more important against the teams that are the same record as you, just to allow you that leeway of your seeding. Maybe you get one of the final 2 playoff spots, or you just have a better seeding for the play-in match. But either way, it's very important that you win this series.
Yeah, it really is. I think it's definitely more important for the Chimeras, just because if you take a look at uh, their division is a little bit stronger of a division, right? They got Whiteout 9-2, Pineapples 9-2, and then Blaze at 4-7, tied with them coming into this match night versus Mafiosos. Right, they're technically sitting second in their division, so they have a fairly weak division with Bearcats tied with them 4-7 coming in tonight, and the Kings, my poor Kings, only at 1 win this season. So Chimeras having to play their division opponents, one more time each, and same with Mafiosos. This is definitely a huge game for Chimeras to try to close out. Don't go to game 5. Don't give this Mafiosos team and Landon, who's trying to get that solo play dribble attack going, any more momentum than that they already have.
Yeah, definitely. As Chimeras, on match point, they're trying to close this one out, give themselves another win in the win column, and keep their play-in playoff hopes alive. They're going to try to get a double touch with that one. Not going to be able to get much pressure, though. A great flick over one. Xerox gets a good 50 on Kobe as well. Dissa going to be there to clear that one away, but it's going to go right to Juicy. This one off the backboard. Dissa going to be first to this one. A great skim touch to put this into the red half, and Mafioso was able to get some more offensive pressure, some passing plays coming out. Juicy Leaf looking for a shot, and that one is going to find the back of the net. Dissa not going to be able to be there in time.
Yeah, that 70-mile-per-hour shot there from Juicy. Tough angle. Dissa's right there, but it's coming in so hot that Dissa just doesn't have the time to be able to react to that. And giving Mafiosos, again, they're on a 3-goal streak here, unanswered, between last game and this game, as they're looking to get another one. Can Juicy get the beat here? No. Covey is going to send this one away. Bumps Dissa, but it's still going to work out in their favor. But Xerox going to send this one down, but no, Landon wasn't quite expecting that. It's going to get sent away, but Landon's going to keep it in. This one's going to fall in front of net. Dissa, that awkward and terrible, things that we see happen when you throw it in front of your net, but thankfully Mafiosos were not there to capitalize.
Mafiosos have been able to generate a lot more offensive pressure early in this game, number 4. Hopefully they're going to be able to do some more damage as Landon trying to find a pass to Juicy off the backboard. Not really going to be able to get the correct touch he wants. Xerox going to have to cover that. Covey going to clear this one away, but it's right to Juicy Leaf. Juicy Leaf gets a beat on one, looking for another beat as there's a demo coming out on the field as well. Demo against Dissa. Landon going to look for a shot. Going to not be able to find that one on target. It's going to go off the post. Galaxy's going to try to get first to this one, but Juicy Leaf going to get a beat. Landon looking for a shot as well. Dissa, another great touch to clear that one away. He's going to be first to this ball, looking for a double touch. Not going to be able to get that one. Is cleared away by Xerox. A great pass by Dissa right into the almost net. Galaxy's not going to be able to find that one. As the Mafiosos are going to clear it away. Landon trying to generate some pressure, just going to force challenge Dissa and try to get him to throw the ball away. But Dissa, so great in the air. He's going to be able to put that one back into the backboard to generate some more offensive pressure for the Chimeras, keep them into it. And kind of as we get halfway through the game, it's a little bit more even in terms of offensive presence for both teams, but Mafiosos still have a little bit of an edge, with Dissa trying his best to make sure that Chimeras are still in it.
I think we need to see some great passing plays. As I was about to say that, we saw it happen. Covey, not a lot of boost, 0 boost actually, just getting this one hard as he could. Galaxy's being in the right spot and just going to beat Juicy there for that goal, tie this one up with 2:12 remaining, as I think that's what Chimeras need to get back into. They've had a lot of great passing plays. They're kind of stemming away from it this game. They haven't quite had the opportunities, and they're kind of going for some more solo plays. So I think they can get back together to that team passing plays that we've seen work so well for them. I think they're going to have a great outcome in this game number 4.
I definitely agree. As the passing plays were very crucial in their dominant win in game number 3, but a great play there by Juicy Leaf. Gonna give Mafiosos the lead, kind of capitalizing on a must touch by Covey and Galaxies, and he's gonna find that tight angle to put that one home.
Yeah, and that's what else do you expect from Juicy, right? Juicy, he's been all over the pitch in this series so far. He's looking really, really, really good. He's really trying to force this, keep his team alive here. Force this game number 5. Galaxies unable to get his car under control there, but Covey, great attempt by Galaxies as Covey keeps this one in. Galaxies there trying to get that quick flip back middle, but Covey just coming too hot, unable to do anything with it, and Landon on the counter attack, going to put that one in and give Mafiosos now a 2-goal lead.
It's a great pass by Juicy Leaf to Landon, and Landon just perfect placement right behind Kobe as that back post defender. Kind of cheated up a little bit to cover the cross net shot, and he's gonna find that one in the bottom right to give Mafiosos a 2-goal lead with 1:30 left. Very dangerous for the Chimeras, who want to end this series, as it looks like there's a rule number one. Maybe they're breaking it here. It looks like Xerox breaks the rule number one, and he's gonna elect to just play a 3v3 instead of trusting Landon and Juicy on the 2v2s. We'll see if this comes back to haunt them. But as a shot off the post from Xerox, not able to find the back of the net. Luckily for the Chimeras, they hold on. But unfortunate shooting there. But even more offensive pressure coming out from the Mafiosos, just giving a barrage of shots on net, as we've seen about 12 shots to 3 now for the Mafiosos, and they just cannot be stopped right now. As another passing attempt comes out to Xerox, not going to be able to put that one on net. Covey looking to slow this ball down, take a solo play, gets bumped, and Landon going to get a free touch on the back wall, but going to get sent right to Dissa as he's going to try to put that one. But Landon pre-jumping off the ceiling, he's going to lock that one down, kind of make up for his missed touch there. Another demo coming out. More demos all over the pitch coming out. Multiple on the side of Mafiosos. But Mafiosos going to get a clear away. 20 seconds remaining as Mafiosos seem to be poised to take number 4 and force a game number 5. They looked very dominant, and Chimeras have not been able to hold on enough to this Mafiosos offense, and that's kind of been the real game changer here in game number 4. Is Mafiosos seemed like they've refound their poise.
Yeah, Mafiosos, specifically Juicy Leaf, doing a lot in this game and getting 556 points. Had the 2 goals and the 1 assist, so 100% goal participation, 6 shots. He wants this one. He wants it bad. Juicy Leaf, one of I'd say easily a top 5 player within Rival. Looking really good, trying to propel this Mafiosos team to that advantage that he so desperately wants, as the season quite hasn't gone the way that he's hoped for. Now Chimeras, on the other hand, we've seen it, the passing plays that come out. I think that's the biggest deal with them. They're all very good, solid individual players, but no one really stands out. Yes, Dissa would probably be the one that stands out the most, and really can go for those solo plays, but I think their strong point is when they look to find each other and get this Mafiosos team kind of moving left to right with these passes and keep them on their toes.
Yeah, definitely. So the question is, for this game number 5 match, will Mafioso's offensive pressure be too much for the Chimeras to handle, or will Chimera find each other in the passing lanes and be able to, get some great shots and some goals on target? And as we kick off this game number 5, a quick shot coming out by Xerox. Galaxy's gonna have to make a great save, and Covey having to cover across the net. Landon looking for another pass out here, but gonna be cleared away by Galaxy. Xerox kind of cuts that one off early, looking for the sidewall. Gets the touch, but not on target. Going to be cleared away by Galaxies. Dissa going to be first to this one. Tries to fake out Juicy, but Juicy League not falling for it, as he's going to get a 50 Landon. Into the corner, but cleared away by Covey. Covey still on the ball. Tries to pass it off, but nobody's really there for the Chimeras. Maybe already feeling the boost starvation of Mafioso's offensive pressure. A great demo attempt coming out from Dissa. Landon's going to have to just bang this ball away and hope that they can pick it back up, as Juicy is going to get a great challenge there. Looking for a bump on Dissa, not going to be able to find it, but some more early Mafioso's pressure has allowed a lot more shots, and they've been playing this midfield very well. It seems very reminiscent of Game 4.
Yeah, they're looking really good. They're locking down that midfield, which we all know midfield pressure is huge here, especially as you get into the higher leagues. Not letting up those scary offensive threats, as Dissa going to the ceiling and looking for that reset, unable to, as he gets stuffed there. Galaxy's back, trying to make a good read here, but he's going to decide to let Landon hit it middle. Dissa gets that 50 over to Covey, and Dissa's going to break this one out, look to make something happen. Tries to get it over one, but smart patience there by Xerox, just letting him give him the ball away, as Covey's now going to have to track this one back to his corner. Ventus, we have 3 minutes left here. We're still 0-0. Dissa trying to make something happen, and I think he's going to be the one that has to do it, and he does. That's a great setup there by Dissa.
Yeah, I mean, very, very good control there. He's able to get it over Juicy Leaf, able to get it over Landon as well. Leaves it for Galaxies, electing not to try to, force a double touch with 0 boost, and Galaxy just kind of getting a little free cleanup goal. He's going to be the janitor for this one. Another one of these passing plays where, it's more, this was more of a solo play coming out from Dissa, able to beat both defenders from Mafiosos, but a good play nonetheless from Dissa's. Chimeras look to seal the deal here in game number 5 and hold on to their lead, but Mafioso's not out yet. A great passing play, 1-2 coming from Xerox to Landon. Xerox electing to leave this one for Juicy Leaf. Juicy Leaf getting a dunk on Galaxies. A demo comes out on the side of Mafioso's. A pass to Juicy Leaf here, but going to be great save by Kobe. Dissa not able to get a touch. Maybe another shot attempt coming out. Going to be another double commit save there. Not going to put this one on target from Xerox. And it looks like Chimera's still going to hang on for now, but the boost starvation, all 3 of the players have no boost. It looks like Kobe cheated up to the midfield to grab the midfield boost. Luckily, does not get punished. And Chimeras seem to hold on for now. As 2 minutes left, we see some Chimeras livelihood, but this ball going to be sent all the way back to the Chimeras defense. Dissa going to have to clear this one to Galaxies. Galaxies a good beat. GC going to just elect to take his time here. Pops it over Dissa. And it's going to launch to the backboard. Dissa not going to be able to find the touch. GC not going to be able to find the shot either. Xerox trying to put this one off the corner into the midfield, but going to be cleared away. Landon looking for a pass out. Juicy Leaf is there looking for the double tap. Juicy Leaf not able to find that one on target. Xerox trying to get the follow-up. Not going to be able to 50 that one through. Is just a great clear over Landon. A little bit early of a commit as third man there from Landon. Maybe we'll see if Chimeras are able to take this opportunity. But unfortunately, Landon going to get a great demo there in the midfield. And, some more shots coming out from Chimeras, but, still having to deal with a lot of this pressure from the Mafiosos, still out shooting them 10-2.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy as we head into the final minute here that Mafiosos, all this pressure and nothing to show for it as Xerox gets the touch over to the corner, but a little too much. Juicy unable to handle that pass. Got plenty of boost to work with, but no. Gonna go back in his corner. Xerox gonna try to take his time, get to clear. Does get it over 1 as we hit that final minute warning as Mafiosos are trying very hard. They're getting very aggressive. And I know Juicy wants his bad. And we did see him kind of whiff on one wide open net. He just was unable to make the proper read. But this one's gonna go over to Juicy now as we have 45 seconds down to back to Landon. Can Landon get this beat? Kind of does. Dissa awkward touch. And that one's gonna get cleared away into the corner.
This Mafioso squad has just continued to shoot just many shots on target, but maybe they need to start looking at quality of these shots. It seems like a lot of these times that the Chimeras have not really been too threatened from these shots, just kind of shooting them, testing the goalkeeper, where they need to be really, looking for the extra pass, disrupt the defense a little more with some bumps. And with 10 seconds left, Chimeras just trying to get the ball out of their end. Landon going to have to take this one all the way there, but Galaxy's going to put this one off the backboard. Dissa just trying to keep it out of the possession of Mafiosos and looking for a passing play there. A great dunk by Galaxies, and Chimeras going to take this one in game 5.
Yeah, and like I said, that's very huge here for Chimeras as they definitely have the tougher division, and this is huge for them, knowing that they have to play coming into this night, 9-2 teams still left to end of the season. That's really huge for them. Mafiosos, it was a valiant effort, great back and forth series. You could definitely tell Juicy was trying his hardest there, but just wasn't enough. He didn't quite have as much help as, Dissa and Kobe. Those two really were putting a lot into this one. And, it paid off for him, grinding out a tough 1-0 win here in game number 5 and, getting themselves into, after tonight, a postseason position.
Great play from both those teams. And we still have one more match of the night. We're going to have to transition a little bit quickly as we aren't going to be able to talk anymore about this rival league match. We have the Blackhawks versus the Faded, 7-4 Blackhawks versus the 4-7 Faded in the Prospect League, coming at you in just a couple minutes. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
while it's hot.
You know I make you feel good. And don't you wanna feel good, good, good? Sometimes I wish that we could go back before you got hurt, hurt, hurt. When before I was scared, now I'm feeling prepared. Don't you wanna feel good? Don't you wanna feel good, good, good?
When you say you were leaving, I thought that you meant it. I played the victim, you start as indifferent. Hindsight comes standard with rose-colored lenses. Hate to admit it, you're better off. Now you're too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it.
Maybe feeling change, I can remember all the reasons why we've been separate ways. Feeling all alone in your company, keeping you captive in busy chains.
We're night and day, solar eclipses. Too afraid to look, too scared to miss it. We're night and day, solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again.
Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. We can start again. We can start it.
Really? He puts it in 0 seconds remaining. He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott could oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Replace this heck. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back.
On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Palpatine on the goal line. He did
Nearly over.
sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. It's your very, very, very best friend, Gallium, and I am back with some Prospect League action. No more stinky rival league. We're in the best league, the Prospect League, and I'm joined here by a rival player, one of the best in the league, Flip1010. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing really good. I'm trying to stretch my neck so y'all can see me. Just a little bit. I'm doing pretty good, Gallium. You know, we're finally out of that stinky rival league. We're trying to see some real Nemesis League action. So we're going down to the Prospect League where we got some dogs coming here on the pitch.
Oh, yeah. We got an absolute banger matchup coming your way as the Blackhawks, they start off the season very strong. They were power ranked within the top 5, top 3 even at times. But they've had a little bit of a struggle in these recent weeks. They recently dropped their highest Sal player, Vex. They picked up a new higher Sal player. They dropped Vex, and it's Juice Lofi is their new player. He's 1471. So Blackhawks playing with a brand new roster tonight, and they're going up against a new and improved Faded team with Zeo, Street Soul, and Poseidon, a very good squad. And I mean, I can say this personally, they beat us, absolutely smoked us, by the way. They look incredible, to be honest. So I'm leaning more towards Faded, but I'm interested to see what you think, Flip.
I mean, dude, I know 2 players on both. Like, I know 1 player on each team. I've heard of Street Soul, but Zero can be that guy, and I know he can be that guy, and so I'm really excited to see him. But Coach, debatably best player in Prospect. You know, there's a conversation for it for sure. So I think it's gonna be a tough one. If they beat you, Gallium, man, you're my goat. So if they beat you, they gotta be pretty good. And so
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna take Faded. I think.
How many games though?
Oh, we're going to 5. This is gonna be a long night.
Oh, heck yeah, perfect. This is great. All right, well, game 1 underway here. Blackhawks and Faded on your screen right now, and oh boy, I cannot wait for this matchup. The last one of the night. It's gonna be the best one. CEO trying to get Meki, gets shut down by Perky right away. And we see the first ever signs of this new Blackhawks team. Juice Lofi on the pitch with his brand new team and with Perky and Kosh right beside you. I mean, you can't ask for a better roster to get your debut and your stream debut all in one, as we have Zio taking the ball. He pops it high, gets a demo off the backboard, and Poseidon puts one in early.
Oh, it's so cringe, but it's so good. He misses the first guy and gets the demo on the second guy. That's some heads-up awareness there from Zio and Poseidon there to finish it off. A very good start for Faded, and already we're seeing the offense that this team can provide.
You know, here's something for you guys, all right? So Poseidon, he used to be in Nemesis. I believe he left around season 6. He just came back, and I don't know what he did in his time away, if he took a bunch of steroids or something, but this dude is incredibly cracked at Rocket League now. Single-handedly dismantled my team, and I expect the same here tonight as he gets a nice touch. A little dangerous coming from the Blackhawks there, but Faded gonna save it away. Zio pops it high. Zio, formerly known as Glaze, he used to be a GM, and now him and Poseidon, former GMs with an actual GM on Faded. They're teaming up now. Street Soul, nice 50. Kosh gonna control it on the backboard. He's gonna get a nice touch. And early on, there's some signs of life from the Blackhawks as well as Faded. I mean, obviously Faded has this lead right now, but do you think the Blackhawks are gonna strike back here, Flip?
You know, in Prospect League, I feel like a counterattack or two is bound to come in, and Blackhawks, they've seemed getting opportunities for clears, and if they can turn that into offense, definitely going to be able to strike back. These guys are very skilled as well, but right now it does seem to be Faded being the ones that put on all the pressure right now, Gallium. So, in my opinion, right now it's going to be a counterattack that's going to be a goal here for the Blackhawks, and that was almost one right there.
Very scary for Faded, but they end up clearing it out. And even though the Blackhawks have been struggling, I mean, they're still a very good team as Zio can't find the back of the net. It's off the ceiling, though. Juice Lofi can't get to that one. And now every single member of the Blackhawks team basically has no boost. Juice just picking up some boost. He sends it back over to Kosh, who gets a nice touch. It's in the midfield. Street Soul going to beat him in a track race. And now he has Poseidon in the midfield, but can't find the touch himself. Ball is off the sidewall. Zio gonna get a nice delayed touch. Tries to find another, but Poseidon, it was on target. But Juice with a great save. He's looking stellar on defense already. He has 2 saves so far. And honestly, he looks like the best player on this Blackhawks team so far, Flip.
Yeah, I do agree, but it's just about who can actually score that goal, Gallium. You know, you can make all the saves you want, but who's going to tie it all up? It could be Coach right here. Coach did not get the redirect he was looking for, but now we're seeing the Blackhawks get a little bit more pressure. I'm seeing a couple of demos come in as well, and that's the physicality that they were lacking earlier in this game.
That 100% is. As we see some double commits coming out, you know, we can always attribute those to stream nerves. You know, it's very nerve-wracking being on stream, especially the Nemesis one as Kosh can't get it past Zio. Very good defense coming out from him. Street Soul's going to cut that ball. He's going to send it off the backboard. Juice, nice defense yet again, but Street Soul's off the backboard yet again. And oh my goodness, this ball sent all the way back, kind of like a pool shot as Perky off the backboard. Can anyone find the touch? It's going to be this Faded squad who's going to clear it out. Now Zio's the last one back. He decides to go. He sends it down. Street Soul can't find the next touch. And now Perky sends it down. Kosh there to punish this Faded squad for overcommitting, and they get their first of the series.
A lot of pressure, a lot of shots, but that does leave your back end open. And Gallium, you never want that as a counterattack comes on through. Coach putting that one away. Perky, the one with the pass. Those two, they've been a duo throughout this whole season, and they're able to time up late here in game 1.
You know, a W duo. W duo, as we like to say. I will say, in recent games, Blackhawks just haven't looked like themselves. I think it's a lack of confidence. So hopefully I get to see more of their confident, normal selves. It's just really hard if you go on a losing streak, especially against teams you know you're not supposed to lose to. Me. As we see, Faded hit it off the backboard. Zio gets a touch. He's going to get another one. Trying to follow this one in an incredible dunk. Can anyone find it? Poseidon can't find it. And it's still tied somehow. Kosh gets it to the sidewall. Street Soul gonna try to find another touch, but Juice again on the defensive side being an absolute unit. Poseidon off the sidewall. Can anyone shoot that? No one is going to turn for that one. Street Soul has all the time in the world and apparently all the boosts as he's going to send it down the pitch. But wait a second. 2 Blackhawks players have overcommitted. A demo coming out, and Poseidon almost finds the back of the net yet again. But wait, this could be a counterattack in the making. Poseidon gets it into his own corner. Now Juice with one. Gets it down to Kosh, but can't connect there. That was such a great pass. 10 seconds left. So, hit the back of the net, but no. Juice again with an insane save, but Poseidon off the backboard. Can Faded find the back of the net? CEO off the backboard yet again, and the ball's popped high. Poseidon pre-flips. He can't find the back of the net. It's off the sidewall now. Can Blackhawks get this to the ground? Or maybe are they going to keep this up? Juice keeping it up. It's on the backboard. Street Soul gets a single touch. He's not going to follow. Poseidon is instead, and it finally touches the ground. Blackhawks are playing stellar defense, but you're going to need more than defense to beat this Faded squad flip.
Man, 7 shots, 0 goals here for Zio. That's not going to continue forever, as this man will continue to hound your nets. So this team's got to find a way to get a goal here early, because I feel like this Faded squad is just getting started. However, at the same time, Gallium, that was the longest time I've ever seen a prospect league keep a ball up at 0 seconds. I got to point that out. That was kind of impressive. And what did Zio just do?
I listen. We're just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna go to your point you made. I mean, yeah, normally prospect doesn't keep the ball up for that long, but I also think it's incredible, regardless of the league, that they decided to keep the ball up, because normally when it's tied like that, you want to maybe hit it to the ground, just get into overtime, just get, rip off the Band-Aid, but they were really just shooting it back and forth. And so far, Faded has been shooting it. They have 12 shots to Blackhawks 3. So they've definitely generated more chances, and very dangerous chances as well. Just this Blackhawk defense looking stellar. I'm really looking to Perky to really step up. He made the Season 11 Grand Finals and was definitely the best player on his team during that Grand Finals. So I hope to see him step up soon. Street Soul off the backboard. Poseidon's going to turn for this one. He's going to send it down. Juice with the controlled touch of his own. He's going to dribble it. Maybe get a flick. Flicks it past Zio. Now Poseidon off the backboard. Kosh, a nice touch, but it's a little dangerous. No one going to follow it up for the side of Faded. Street Soul gets one. Juicy is up with it, but Street Soul, a nice touch. Zio off the backboard. Is Poseidon going to go? He's going to play it safe here, and I don't really blame him. Great decision-making from this Faded squad, and Blackhawks continue to be battered and bruised in their own end. What can they do to stop this, Flip?
Man, it's got to start with the boost, Gallium. They have been starved for, it feels like, the entire overtime. And so once they're able to get out of their half, get some boost, maybe pad a little bit better, these guys can really start breaking out of their own half. But the boost consumption and the boost starvation from Faded has been honestly one of the most impressive parts about them, let alone their mechanics.
Oh, 100%, as that's a big thing, especially if you're playing defense. You want to have that boost economy, great, but wait, a fake comes up from Kosh, and Zio gonna miss the touch in an unfortunate way to lose game number 1.
They say defense wins championships. It won one for the Thunder, by the way, but here the defense falters for Faded. Blackhawks, they held strong in the defensive end. Juice, Lo-Fi, he was outstanding in the defensive end. Actually, all 3 of them had 3 saves. And that is literally the difference maker here. It was the defense in the end, Gallium. And so if you're a team that is losing, maybe you fix your defensive rotations first, then worry about the offense. And it paid off for the Blackhawks here in game number 1.
Yeah, 9 saves in one game, and every single player had 3 saves, respectively. So, honestly, I think Blackhawks just played incredible defense, but if I'm going to be honest here, I don't think they deserved to win that game at all. Faded had it in control the entire time, 13 shots to their 4. So in order for Faded to really capitalize, they're going to have to get a little creative like Zio did with that air dribble bump. It's just plays like that catch the other team off guard, especially a team with Juice, who's just having himself a game in his debut, just looking incredible. I mean, his defense was amazing. He played on the backboard. He really knew what he was doing. And now we head into this game, too. We're in the train station now, Flip. And I don't know if you bought your ticket or anything, but I'm expecting a banger match here for this game number 2.
Man, I didn't. I just kind of stuck onto the subway, but you know what? I'm getting the same viewing experience as everybody else, but I'm ready. I'm excited because this Blackhawks team kind of pulled one away. from Faded. And if you're Faded, like you said, they need to get creative. They just need to pass a little bit more. Use their solo plays to turn into passes. That's what Zio did for the first goal. He wasn't able to really contribute a pass after his solo play after that first goal. So that's what I want to see coming in to game number 2 here, Gallium. And if you're the Blackhawks, I don't know, I guess hold down the fort until you score.
Oh.
And Coach is going to score early. Man, what a shot.
I mean, can we talk about the pass, though? Perky just playing super patient. Kosh over to Perky, and Perky back to Kosh. 1-2 punch. And it's like LeBron and D-Wade all over again for the Heat. And you just see that time and time again with some of these teams. But this is the first time I've seen Kosh and Perky really just awaken in the offensive zone. So in order for them to win this series, they're going to have to continue to have this kind of success.
They have, in my opinion, been a very solid duo. It's why they started out so strong. If they can get that confidence back, Gallium, they're going to be a very scary team. And so a minute into this game, they have an early lead. Their defense is what won them game number 1. Let's see if they can hold on to this 1-goal lead.
We're about to find out here is I think the main problem for Faden is the double commits. There are way more double commits than I think any team should have in their entire lifetime. I've seen at least 10 plus as Kosh is going to absolutely punish them. What a pass from Juice.
It was a great pass, and once again, I don't know, it's not a double commit, it's just the defensive rotations this time by Faded. Like, it's just the defensive rotations, and that's the biggest difference maker so far, at least for me in this game, Gallium. I'm seeing greatness on the defensive side. I'm also seeing maybe a DC from Street Soul, so it looks like he's back now, but this Blackhawks team, they have been super solid on the back end, and that allows them to continue their offense. Let's see if Faded can pick it up.
You know, Faded haven't really been picking it up so far. They scored in the first 20 seconds of game 1 and haven't scored since. So they're going to need to find a goal to really break the ice here. Blackhawks have looked like the better team thus far. I mean, they are 7-4 for a reason. Juice up with it. He's going to get a touch, maybe a flip reset. Can't get the 50. Now Kosh on the defensive end. Very patient. Kosh, just a stellar player for this Blackhawks squad. Every time he's been on stream, he's really impressed me with his playmaking abilities, and his shooting is just out of this world. So, I mean, he seems to have come alive here. 2 goals already in this game, too. 3 minutes left. Both teams just trying to find anything they can get to maybe get this game, too. Blackhawks especially, because they want to go up 2-0, and Faded, they're trying to hold them off here. Zio overcommits a little bit. Perky trying to punish him. He misses. Zio can't find the save, and Juice gets a beautiful goal.
Yeah, there's 2:46 remaining. 3-0 is the score, and Gallium, it just feels like the Blackhawks team, they were just lying dormant in game number 1. They won the overtime, and it feels like they got their mojo, they got their confidence back, and they are showing up here in a bump there from Street Soul almost saved another goal for the Blackhawks, because this team, they are just capitalizing on every opportunity that they are given.
Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest part of Rocket League, is making sure those chances don't go to waste. Doesn't necessarily matter how many chances you get, as long as you can make every single chance count, as we see a bunch of 50s in the midfield eventually gonna head to the ground here. Juice sends it over to Perky, who pops it high. Kosh over to Street, who sends it off the sidewall. Kosh is gonna leave it for Juice, who sends it on target. Beautiful shot from him, but an even better save from Poseidon. Perky sends it off the wall. Can someone find it? Wait, that might just go in, but Juice is gonna help it through, and now Juice has 2 goals, an assist, and a save. He's going wild.
Yeah, not to mention the demo on the keeper, just to give him a free shot there. And Blackhawks, once again, they're getting physical, they're getting boost, and it feels like if this Faded team is not shooting the ball constantly and having constant pressure, they just seem a little lost right now, Gallium. Like, their defense just does not know where to be on the pitch. And another demo coming out from Perky. These guys, somebody arrest them. They're killing too many people.
You know what? They might get charged. They might get booked for murder, but that's okay, you know? It is Rocket League after all, so it shouldn't be that bad of a sentence, I would say. But yeah, in-game, of course, you know, in Minecraft, as we see Kosh giving it over to Street Soul. And this Faded team has been really worse for wear. They haven't scored in nearly 8 minutes of Rocket League, and that is a little insane, as Street Soul gonna find a touch, trying to find anything for his org to maybe get Faded this win as Poseidon pops it high. Kosh gets one. Perky up with one. He's going to maybe get a double, but accidentally doubles it to the side. While Juice, a beautiful fake. Who are you feeling like, Juice? Oh my goodness, he almost just took it past 3 there, Flip.
I mean, yeah, there was a bump on the other end as well, but I mean, it just feels like these guys are just playing with Faded. A good demo there by Poseidon, but no one's able to follow up. And it just seems like Blackhawks, they haven't scored in a bit, but it just feels like they are the ones with all the great chances. This is the first real opportunity, and it didn't even result in a shot, but that was the first time Faded had the ball in the Blackhawks half, and it resulted in a pass even. Like, that's just how dominant these Blackhawks have been. And a shot there. Oh, I saw it lag a little bit, but Gallium, Coach, he just powered it on through.
I mean, the dude has a 100% shooting percentage right now. I told you this guy's a shooter, and especially when he gets confident and comfortable. That's something that I really struggled to see in some of his later games, because it seemed like the Blackhawks were just down on their luck. They lost to Origin, they lost to us in back-to-back games on the same day. So that just did something incredibly bad to their mental, and now it seems like they found their way again. You know, they've reawoken into the team that I think everyone expected them to be at the beginning of the season, as we have Perky. Can't get the 50, and Juice seems to be AFK, but wait, was that a fake AFK, or am I tripping? As 5 seconds going down, Juice with maybe a musty sends it towards net, and if he got a little bit more under the ball, that would have been a 6th goal for the Blackhawks. Juice with 6 shots of his own, he puts away 2 of them to have himself an incredible game, and he's obviously the MVP of this match.
Yeah, and honestly, MVP of the series, and what a signing this Juice Lo-Fi guy has been. Gallium, I'm pretty sure they signed him today, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he did. Yeah, I think they signed him around like 2 o'clock in the afternoon as well.
All right. They said, okay, you've been on the team for 7 hours, maybe 8 hours if you're in the incorrect time zone, and you're going to play for our team, carry our team, and honestly just absolutely dominate in the stream match. They are calling for a server reset. I do believe that is possible. All right, yeah, we are going to get a server reset. I did see Zio and Poseidon both lagging just a little bit, so I'm not saying that's why they lost 5-0, because they lost 5-0. Like, let's not. It wasn't like a close game. They felt outpaced, outmatched, but maybe server reset gives them time to talk about some things, think about some things. Hopefully, they can make a change, and Gallium, the reverse sweep, it could be on. But they got to win game number 3 first.
Flip, I bought this new broom from Costco, and I'm really liking it. So if this reverse sweep happens, or maybe even just a regular sweep, either or, all right? I don't want some stinky game 4 series win, all right? I want a sweep or a reverse sweep. I'm just going to use that broom to sweep up a little bit, because I just love sweeps that much, and especially reverse sweeps. As someone who's been reverse swept this season, doesn't feel great. And definitely, if you are the reverse sweepee, definitely one of the best feelings in the world, as we see them both back on the pitch after the server reset, ready to go. And it seems like their internet has kind of subsided a little bit. Might have been the server kind of hounded them a little bit, as Juice, an early shot coming out here. Poseidon can't get the 50. Perky, a beautiful touch on his end. Kosh now, he gets one, but Street Soul, a clutch demo in order to save that one away. Perky's bumping Zio, just taking him for a ride. As, you know what, this is not normally the Blackhawks playstyle. They're not usually this demo heavy, but whatever works, works. It sounds like, both these teams just trying to find whatever works. As Street Soul gonna find one in the back of the net, and Faded have life.
It has been 10 minutes of gameplay, Gallium. I'm not even kidding. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's been more. I'm not even counting the overtime. Like, that's just how long
it's been like 12.
Yeah, that's just how long it's been since they've scored. That's got to be a weight off their shoulders. But this game's just getting started. This series just getting started for them if they want to have a chance at reverse sweeping this thing. So they cannot let up now. Zio not going to let that one happen. But this Faded team, they got a long way to go, Gallium. But that's a good start.
You know what the Wordle was a couple of days ago? It was elite. Yeah. And Zio is elite. Okay, this guy needs to step up for his team, and now that he's not lagging, I mean, you saw it right out of the gate. He was like a secretariat out of the gate. I mean, he was just moving like someone different, and then just seemed to fizzle out for him. So I'm looking for him to really get this Faded team back into this series. But Street Soul, the GM, already doing a nice job. Zio gets one. He steals Kosh's boost, but Kosh frankly didn't need boost. Kosh can't get it past Street Soul. Now Juice, big clear. Kosh can't get to that one, but Zio off the backboard. He misses his touch. Perky with a free shot finds the backboard instead of the back of the net. Poseidon, a little bit of a controlled touch. Can't do much else. Street Soul gets it down. Trying to find the read. He does, but oh my goodness, Street Soul. Who are you feeling like today?
I mean, yeah, I dare I say it. He's feeling like me. That's the kind of stuff I'd go for. I don't know. I wouldn't hit it either, but like, man, he's feeling different right now. He's got that one goal. He was trying to make it two. I want to see some more flashy plays like that from Faded. Get a real kickstart into this game because it's been 2 minutes. I need something else. I need a 2-goal lead if they want to have a chance of winning this thing.
100%. You need any kind of momentum here, especially against this Blackhawk squad, who have had all the momentum in this series. Is a beautiful demo from Perky. They can't find the back of the net, though. Perky with the bottom left shot and placement. Peter, or should I say placement, Perky back at it.
Placement Perky, demo Perky. He does it all. You can't ask anything more of this man. And it just seems so clean. It was a 1, 2, 3 for the Blackhawks. And what are you going to do if you're Faded? All they could do that time was watch as the ball rolled into their nets. And Gallium, this is why I needed to see something, because this Blackhawks team, I feel like they can just turn it on at any time.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're sitting dormant, right? You know, it's like a supervillain in his little case of goo or whatever, you know, just sitting in his little capsule waiting to be awoken. And Faded is that team, right? Or sorry, Blackhawks are that team. Faded have just not really been able to do much to really put the glass capsule back on this villain, as Juice is sending it deep and he gets himself his first goal of this game 3.
I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he is, but Gallium, this man, he might be the new big bad of the Prospect League. This man is making a statement in his first ever start on stream, and it might just be a sweep at this rate. And he's been MVP two of the games so far. There's one more to go, and they have an open net just waiting for him. Can he put this one away? No, he can't. I'll stop talking good about him. Let's let him do something else.
Open nets are the hardest thing to hit in the game, as we have Kosh just absolutely giving a dime, and Perky, he should put this one away, right? Well, actually, he almost didn't need to, as he finds his second goal of the game, and it seems like this Blackhawk squad currently dripping goo all over the pitch.
Gallium, man, they've awoken. You know, they have awoken from their slumber. You know, you guys should have taken advantage of those losses while you could. Because what is their record? They're 8-4.
They're 7-4. They might be 8-4 after this game. Not gonna
You're
lie.
right. After this one, may be, but man, I just feel like Gallium, they were just preparing. They were charging up for this second half run of the regular season and maybe into the playoffs. They look like a whole nother team from whenever we saw them in the beginning of the season. Faded. They're not dying easy, though. A great shot there from Poseidon. You know, letting us know that they're still here. They're still here to play Gallium. And a top left shot there is a perfect placement.
Yeah, I feel like they have to really enable Poseidon. He is the catalyst for this squad. If he's playing well, there's nothing they can do to stop him. But it's so far, it just seems like Street Soul and Zio haven't really been able to cater to his needs. But Poseidon, maybe with a shot here, can't find the back of the net. Zio bottom right, and he equalizes.
That's what you want to see. It just took one mistake. Poseidon could have had a shot here, and it might have been a goal anyway. But then Juice, just not the perfect touch, bounces out to Zio. It was absolutely perfect scenario there for Faded. They tied it up very quickly as well, and now they can probably get some momentum here. But if they let this next goal in, Gallium, I don't know. I think they have to score the next one, or we're going to overtime.
100%. They have to get it done here. As you know what, Blackhawks can turn it on whenever they want. They might turn it on here as Zio, nice save, and now it's a 2v1. But wait a second, a little bit of miscommunication. This is something we've been seeing all series, and it's gonna cost them. As a beautiful bang play from Juice and Kosh, the new duo.
Man, the flip reset, but he's faking it for his teammate. That right there is beautiful teamwork, and I know it was calm too, because that right there is something every prospect player is hitting that flip reset. Like Gallium, you get that reset, you gotta hit the A button again, right? Like you're going for that reset
I'm
every
itching
time.
for it. I'm itching for it. Yeah.
Exactly. That was very selfless play by Juice as well, and now a good shot here from Poseidon could result in the faded attack. But man, that is just heart crushing, heart wrenching if you are faded. But 30 seconds remaining, Gallium. Let's see if they can get it done.
Yeah, they might be able to, but it seems as though Blackhawks have just looked like the better team this entire series. I mean, how do you think I feel having this team in my division as well as Origin? Like, are we serious? Like, who decided this? All right, I don't appreciate whoever did that. As Poseidon almost finds the back of the net. 15 seconds left for this faded team to find any sort of life. Zio, nice control touch. He has a full tank of boost, gets a nice 50. Now Poseidon with a full tank of boost on his own, but Kosh is gonna put it in the back of the net. Maybe if he doesn't miss. You know, he scared me a little bit there, Flip.
Yeah, but he does put the dagger into the faded boys. As this one is going to be a 3-0 sweep. And Gallium, I think, look out for Juice Lo-Fi as we look into the playoffs, into the latter end of the season. This man, he's going to continue to make statements as the season goes on, because this first game here, if it's anything to go by, he's destined for greatness.
You know what? Next prodigy in the Prospect League. He's
That's
looking
what
real
I'm saying.
good. And this is why it's always beneficial if you're not loving your team to go out there and just try some free agents out. Prospect League, I know for certain, has a lot of free agents, and we used a free agent for our game and ended up winning. So if you're a team out there and you need a change of pace, you need something new, go and try out some of these free agents. I promise you'll find a gem. So, I mean, with this match wrapped up, Blackhawks advance to 8-4. They're looking good on the season. They're tied with us in terms of record and Origin, only one game ahead of both of us. So honestly, that division's up for grabs for sure right now. I'm sure Crip's really happy with this performance. I mean, Blackhawks were struggling there for a little bit, and you know, a lot of no, I don't want to say infighting, but a lot of just disagreements within just how they decide to play their game going on for the Blackhawks. So I'm just glad they got a fresh new face, and he just looked really good in this entire series.
Yeah, honestly, Gallium, I just think this series or this match was Crip putting them on stream to make sure that everybody got to see just how good Juice Lo-Fi was, and just showing him off pretty much. Because I mean, that's what happened. Like, this man absolutely went crazy. So congratulations to Crip. Your 7 draft picks, they didn't go to waste. You have a good team, and that is your Prospect League team. The Blackhawks, man, they are. Gallium, they're scary. I know your team's good. I know Origin's good. This team right here, I don't know. These guys might just be different.
You know, it's gonna be a real fun one. I'm looking forward to playing them. I actually didn't play the Blackhawks game, was the one game I didn't get to play this season, so I'm looking forward to playing them this season. But that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you guys for sticking around. It wasn't as close as we wanted it to be, Flip, but we have some subscribers to shout out, guys, before we leave you high and dry. So we'll just run off this list real quick. In the novice tier of subscriber, we have Beard, Sub-Zero, and Ruby. And in Challenger, we have Flame, Storm Reaper, Wiggle, and Crotera. And in Titan League, we have Fenrir, Neon, Street Soul, and Critter. And I want to say thank you guys for supporting the Nemesis Gaming League. It helps us out a ton, getting the best production as humanly possible. And we can't do any of this without you guys. So really appreciate the community here. But that is going to be all. Flip, any final words from you?
Man, it was great casting with you, Gallium. Please let us cast together again. It's always a blast. But other than that, man, I'm good.
Yeah, if you guys can go DM Rockerman and threaten him for the entire season to let us cast together, that'd be an absolute treat. But that's going to be all from us today. Hope to see you guys. I believe next Monday might be All-Star Week, if I'm not mistaken. Flip.
July 4th is
July 4th? Wait, when
I know
is
we're on
that?
break. I know we're on break next week, so
Yeah, I figured, but like I don't know when the All-Star
whoa,
game is, guys. Just go in the Discord, look at the schedule. I don't know things. I'm just
rude.
a guy. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your night. Peace out.